home map, you could argue, for the side of Endpoint. And the reason being is it just fits their playstyle so well. Obviously, Thomas, as you said prior, but Laz's AWPing style towards toilets and being able to rotate between A and B very, very easily. Laza likes to be on the move and moving around and being a dynamic AWPer as much as possible. This map definitely lends to that playstyle. But as it is the map pick from Endpoint, they will be starting on the T side. And now we can see if Orgles can get some momentum into a matchup. Win that first pistol, try and start 2-0, get the buy rounds going and try and get some rounds on the board. Otherwise, they can get blown out the waters as early as it did last time.
Cray went for some early info that time, but Endpoint will filter through middle with 4 of their players, one coming in from the long area. Scott Robin is going to start the fight by doing some damage. He had an excellent pistol on the last map, but it's Thomas to start things off here for Endpoint into overpass, and Robin will continue that fight as he moves his way into the bank. He's already collected 1 scalp, looking for some more as he collects the hand of Jacquinho. Pulse and Robin will pick up the triple. That is just a bus going right through Orgles and taking all their heads off, Snods.
We saw it on pistol round on CT side of Mirage, 3 kills. T side, 3 kills as well, even though they lost that round. Yeah. It was in the, when the bomb was planted, he was connected on that T side. And there again, the dink as well. So if you count that as a frag, which it almost was, basically an entry towards the site, 4 entries and 3 kills in towards the A side. What more can you ask for from the 4 main game leader of Endpoint? And this time though, grouped up, stacked together, smoke in towards barrels, and it may actually work out very well. The extremely well-positioned flashbang from Cray. 4 versus 4, as Endpoint make their way in towards the side. They've still got to deal with Mezzi.
Yeah, Mezzi sitting back with Deagle. The smoke will cover off his vision. So he's going to throw a flashbang, try and return the favor. But Adam, he's going to be the information player here, but he's flashed away as well. Robin will hit a headshot on the Jacquinho and continue the fight. Mighty Max connects Adam with 1 with a 5-7, but Laza is there to trade. Can't get too much more done, and Mezzi, he'll finally strike from short, but a moment too late. It's perhaps the auto pickup there, as Mezzi went for the AK. It's 2-0 for Endpoint. And a really solid start. It's just been a fast play in the A, fast play in the B, and we'll get all the kills.
Clean as well, or as clean as it could have been. 2 MAC-10s here for Robin and Thomas. Fully coming out from Orgles. Typically, we would see CT save in that last round and then buy here, but instead, going to be opting for the risky force buy. Nearly worked out though. They got the first frag, and then yeah, Endpoint just slowed the pace down and found the kills towards the B side in the afterplant very easily in their favor. Thomas here, oh, that's what he's known for. Pushing for the eco frags. They come one by one in towards toilets.
Yeah, it's only the measly P250s left for Orgles to work with here, and only 3 of them. Mezzi under a lot of pressure, and elsewhere Fraser taking damage on board. Mezzi will be dispatched with grenade comes in onto Fraser. It's all on Cray. Inside of the B-bomb site. Endpoint, again, pretty successful in keeping it clean, not losing anybody.
So far, anyway, Thomas is low, and we know that Thomas never stops. Ooh, nice shot there coming out from Cray. That will be it. Consolation kill there with the P250. 3-0 now into round number 4 for Endpoint. As the AWP is instantly invested into by Jacquinho. Obviously, we don't really know too much about the Swedish player. So, can he make a mark on overpasses? All the players really, apart from 1 round from Fraser, were very, very quiet on Mirage. Early pick going to be coming in, or early peak even going to be coming in, but the real play from Endpoint towards the B Bravo bomb site. 4 plays here, though, from Orgles.
Yeah, Thomas spraying through. Cray is the first man to draw blood, but Robin impulse, and Thomas, it's a flurry of kills for Endpoint. And at this point, it's Jacquinho away towards long. Looks like we won't be able to see what he's made of in this round. It's all about saving the AWP as Endpoint again just run right in towards B, just barrage to their opponents and easy kills.
This could be a swift 2-0 here for Endpoint. Already 4-0 here, winning the first buy round. Jacquinho forced to salvage onto that AWP for the next round. For Orgles here, they have the saved AWP. We saw Jacquinho go for the mid-pick last time, but obviously Endpoint don't know that Jacquinho is AWPing towards it because he hasn't shot the AWP yet, hasn't been seen with it yet. And I'm hearing some typing noises, which I imagine, Dinko, is going to be a tactical timeout called by Ash on the side of Orgles.
Either that or some good old UK trash talk, hopefully.
Especially The old Robin, definitely.
Yeah,
Robin versus Smooya.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, no pause at all, so maybe you're right. 4-0 then. Jacquinho going to be going for the mid pick. Could even go towards Connector as well, that spawn on the left side. Let's see. Yeah, it will be the latter. Going for the Connector peak, but again, no one's going to be facing him. 4 players towards middle here from Endpoint.
Yeah, I feel like mid peak probably would have been a bit better, but no one going to come towards the Connector. Instead, Endpoint will take the free real estate towards the long position. A lot of teams like to leave it open. And especially when you've got weak economy, it's probably better just to leave long open and play the closer angles, sort of the toilets or all the way back towards the bomb site. And so just allow Endpoint to take that control. Adam looks to go for a bit of a flank here, but someone's waiting for it. The headshot still comes in as Pulse is not expecting Adam to be so close and personal. Jacquinho has connected with the AWP, and so it's into a 3 versus 4, a man advantage for Orgles as they keep moving forward. Jacquinho right through the boxes, hits the headshot onto Thomas. The bomb plant will come in, but it's Mighty Max and Laza having to make a 2 versus 4 work. The damage has been done as Adam moves back into the site, all on Laza, and he can't get anything done either. It's another round, but this time in favor of Orgles, finally on the board.
Well, well, well. Fast play in towards middle didn't work out in their favor. Orgles claim 1. Only a saved AWP as well. This is great for their economy going forward. You've got to remember as well here, Dinko, they can pick up the drop weapons from Endpoint. They have the AWP as well as still in the hands of Jacquinho, so immediately 4 players with $4,000. So even if Endpoint win this round and reset Orgles, CT side can still buy, which is very, very important to avoid the full reset. This time going to be peeking into middle, and there's actually someone here. A flashbang will warden him off. 3 players in connector from Endpoint as they try and slowly whittle their way through the map towards A. And I imagine Robin as well just flashing over middle for them once they reach the top.
Flash for Endpoint to try and take a little bit of mid control, but Adam is going to get flashed through himself. Just sitting inside of the smoke. Doesn't exactly walk through, but we'll hear the grenade usage coming in. That Molotov going to be used as the smoke will get rid of it. And flashed again this time, trying to walk through. This time impaled by Laza. The kill will go in favor of Endpoint, and a man advantage is theirs to work with. There's still 1 minute left on the clock. Plenty of time for Endpoint to make another decision on where they want to go. Let's
see then, 4 versus 5. Push coming in, the Molotov forcing Jacquinho away. The angle and the double kill with the Molotov, something you don't see every single Saturday. And just like that, with the Flames claiming 2 lives, the remaining 2 are going to save. 5-1 here, Dinko, then. And that's going to be the full reset for Orgles, but thankfully, as we said before, they won the eco, so they still have cash to work with.
Yeah, this is not exactly the greatest position to be in, though. We want to try and build up some momentum, some confidence that, you know, perhaps Orgles have been lacking due to the frustration of that first map and then coming into this one and Endpoint not delivering too much of a strategical play, just using their individual skill. So will withstand Robin's relentless push and to be able to save these weapons. Max comes in for a last chance, but the pause has come in. I'm assuming it's going to be Orgles here because this is one of their last standbys for the next couple of rounds.
Yeah, it's their first time out, so on their CT side as well, if they lose this one, Falico could be looking at a similar scenario to Mirage, where it was 7-2 early doors, but this time it's the T side from Endpoint, so that's where things get even more worrying for Orgles going forward. So let's see, they've got the AWP onto Jacquinho, full buy as well, M4s across the board, Diffuse could on the in-game leader, Adam, 9130, and full utility across the board as well, bar Jacquinho. So a very good buy here from Orgles. And what do they change? We've seen that when Endpoint play very aggressive towards the A side versus the Eco, that was the only round they actually conceded. If you're Orgles, what do you really have to go off of?
Smoke used up early. Jacquinho this time will spot someone early. It's Robin, and Jacquinho is actually going to come out worse for wear. Being dropped to 47 HP the one time he does get to face. It's against another Swede and unable to make it work. And in fact, Thomas Gonna try and make some space for Endpoint. He will hit the first headshot, but traded back by Cray immediately. Laza picks up the AWP and moves forward inside a short, looking to see what he can get done, but not able to spot the player. So the play can begin to slow again. This time, Orgles have plenty of control of the toilets. Very aggressive indeed, Adam. He's able to find one frag, but Mighty Max answers back.
Very good trade frag there from Max. Smoke coming in though by Jacquini. It will slow down Robin, or will it? May even just go through that one. He knows that there's an op on the A side. He's not scared of any man in the server. As he slowly creeps in towards the A side, Mezzi going to be rotating in towards the tank, the truck even as well. So, Molotovs begin to rain in. Jacquinio, 29 points of health. One shot will take him down, but he lands the first flick. Second, trying to land as well as he goes for the repeat. Misses the shot, but somehow he's still alive.
Oh.
Jumps up on the railing and gets railed. As now it's all down to Pulse. 1 versus 2. The pre-fire from Mezzi claims the last life as well. 5-2 as Orgles get another one.
That was much better from Orgles. You know, Jacquinio a little unlucky at the first attempt, going in towards the connector, unable to land the shot. Look at his another chance as he falls back safely. But that's the type of players we're expecting to see from Endpoint. You know, when they get a little bit too overconfident, they walk through smokes, they try and make a big ball play. But it doesn't exactly work all of the time. And Orgles, they need to be able just to withstand that, you know, just punish them for making those plays, and you'll find yourself a couple of free kills, and hopefully you can convert those into round wins.
Minute 30 left on the clock here, and so far, Endpoint have been making very quick work of map control here towards A. Adam, playing more passive this time, no longer playing in towards long toilets, instead back towards the side. Nearly the shot through the wall there from Laza, or Jacquini, whichever one it was. It was Laza. And he shot his teammate there as well. Thomas in the firing range. So, slow default here from Endpoint. And this may just be, well, this could be many things. They have connector control as well here, Dinko, so they can take mid control, throw their execution with their 2 smokes towards the A site, come down connector, and then go towards B. But with the bomb being positioned where it is a banana, it seems likely that it will be the latter option, or instead just committing towards A. And the reason is, of course, what counters the AWP from Jacquinio, a fully fledged execution.
So here come the smokes. They'll cover off the vision. The Molotovs in deep in behind the stairs. There's one for the bike as well. They move into the bomb site. Thomas, he's second man in. The bomb will fall in the hands of Mighty Max, but Thomas quick on the trade. He doubles up. Thomas looking strong inside of the A bomb site. And Jacquinio, like you said, has been quenched as he's fallen back inside of the bank. That AWP won't be able to get anything done unless the 2 rifles come in here and try and assist their way back into the bomb site. Yet another Molotov coming in. That's going to slow the retake attempt even further. And Thomas, he's done an excellent job. Finding that trade, finding the follow-up kill is falling apart here for Orgles. They're going to have to save.
Yeah, they need to save indeed. Cray has the cash to drop over a weapon to Adam or Mezzi in the next round, which means they should be saving here, allowing for Endpoint to get to 6, but Pulse. Maybe he skipped breakfast this morning. Is he still hungry for more? Robin, of course, he loves the frags. Another one for him. 6-2. I'd like to see a pause come out from Orgles here. The reason being is that execution from Endpoint now has worked 3 times with the double Molotovs in towards default and towards truck.
Yeah.
You have 2 options if you're Orgles. Do you play in toilets, play in front of the execution, so you don't get affected by it? Or do you play passive and play for the retake? Play as a 5 and try and win once the smokes and Molotovs do fade. The problem is, when you look at their utility and firepower, for my money, they should play more aggressive in front of the execution.
So, coming towards the bomb site, this time it's B from Endpoint. A player waiting here on the opposite of his prison. They've gone through before the flash. Robin's able to hit the headshot, and the execute comes in. That Molotov, it goes deep and will prevent Orgles from getting close up towards the top of the ramp. Follow-up Molotovs coming in, causing more problems for Orgles. And Pulse this time is allowed to get close and personal, but Cray and Mezzi, Jacquinio, they all step up. It's on Mighty Max to win a 1 versus 4, and just like that, Orgles somehow find all the kills needed. Mighty Max will stay on the edge of the smoke, has collected himself the first headshot, but he will fall, and Cray will hit the headshot. It's 3 here for Orgles, so what a round win from them.
Matter of seconds as well. Blinking, you would have missed that one. 2 kills there for Cray with the AK. That was saved in the last round. One from Jacquinho as well, so immediately denying the entry towards the B site from Endpoint. 6-3. And the money doesn't look too good here for the favourites. 3 AKs there for Robin, Thomas and Lazar, but apart from that, CZs for Pulse and Max. One going to be dropped in T-spawn as well, so we should be seeing a slow default coming out from Endpoint as they clear out the angles as Lazar spots 2 as he keeps going for the peak here. This is getting extremely messy here towards Connector as Jacquinho the AWP gets crunched upon and dies. And eventually Adam will be traded out. This is very, very messy here.
I don't know how everybody stayed alive for so long in that position. No one died for quite some time until Mighty Max was able to get at least one. He's able to double up as well and gives the advantage on over to Endpoint. Going to try and capitalize, but Cray, he's going to answer back with one of his own. Thomas finished off, and it's into a 3 versus 3. Orgles definitely looking better, I would say, on Overpass than they did on Mirage, just finding winning some duels. I mean, on Mirage, it was all Endpoint, just every duel was won by them. Orgles being a little bit more competitive here.
Very nice shot there from Cray. He may need a few more of those as they're going to be coming in towards his bomb site. Playing passive, though, as he's going to get more aggressive and eventually walk into the firing range of, well, Max and Pulse. 3 versus 2. Bomb going to be chucked over. Spam coming through the Molotov as well. He's going to force Fraser in to his demise. As it's the new year, and they've still got the Christmas-themed bomb, but anyway, maybe Messi can drop some bombs, but instead just goes down. Nothing really too exciting in that round, just trade frag after trade frag, and 7-3, Orgles are reset, and where are the pauses?
Yeah, they were using them very well. Mirage haven't been using them as much here on Overpass. Perhaps that's also a good sign, though. Perhaps that's still, they believe, shows that they still believe that they're in this game, you know. Using all the pauses means they haven't really got a plan. Hopefully they still feel pretty comfortable. Obviously using them would still be pretty good, but I guess you've got to find a silver lining in everything. And really struggling to find one here for Orgles in this round because they've got pretty weak weaponry. Jacquinho was just pushed all the way through Connector, though.
Has indeed. Bomb. Oh, he spots it, shoots far too early. Lack of composure there from Jacquinho. He does find himself an AK from Mighty Max as Cray finds one in towards Monster as well. This is looking very good from Orgles. Endpoint caught off guard from the backstab from the Swedish player on Orgles. So, 4-round advantage here for Endpoint. As they are slowing the pace down as they try and work out where exactly Jacquinho is with that AK and where the players on B are hiding.
Pulse has slipped his way through. With 40 seconds left, the push is going to come in from Endpoint in towards the B bomb site. They now telegraph their position, making noise. Pulse and Thomas, they light them up. Messi comes in with one frag, but Pulse sitting back on the spot, has the AK. On inside of the pit, the advantage still with Orgles to try and come back into the bomb site. Lazar has the flash, throws it up towards the heaven position. They move on in, Lazar and Pulse, they find the kills. It's on Messi into a 1 versus 1 up against Pulse, and they're tapping away. Pulse uses the cover, sprays an Endpoint ticket.
That's a big round to win there from Pulse. 8-3, 5-round advantage now for the T side. And emphasis on that, terrorist side, 8 rounds already. We know how strong the CT side is from the likes of Endpoint when Laz is on that AWP. And basically being the sort of defense that he is. And Endpoint, if they keep this momentum and form up, they are going to be going to the finals. And I've got to say, so far Endpoint have the best team of the day so far. Obviously London, on paper, battling for that first position against Endpoint at Omen, at Epic Land. But on the day, especially after how close that CX throw was to lose that matchup. Condolences for Z and X after that performance. Got to be saying, Endpoint are the favourites for the whole thing.
Yeah, they definitely look like the most dominant team. They haven't really had to go deep into a strat book or anything yet. I mean, it's just been pretty standard executes, using the individuals, trying to get in, find the entries, push through smokes, and really just get in the face of Orgles. And so things are not looking good at all. Things looking much better for Endpoint, and they have got that AWP in the hands of Lazar. AK across the board, the MAC-10 will be the cash grinder to pick up some extra money up against these weak weapons with no Kevlar. That Mac 10 is going to be very, very good. Interesting, it's not in the hands of Thomas, though. It's Mighty Max will be the man looking for the eco for Ikes.
Indeed. Very good call here from Max as well, obviously, in the last anti-eco. Endpoint went towards the B site. Adam expected more of the same, and instead, they've gone towards A. Slowly going to be walking their way up towards the A site, but it may just be too late here, Dinko. Robin. There's the entry, flashbangs come over. One player at the car, but he's easily going to be dispatched off. Second as well in the flames from Max. And just like that, 9-3, unless something that Cray can do. But yeah, very easily done here. On the side of Endpoint, 9-3, one away from double digits once again. And this is looking like deja vu from that first map of Mirage.
Yeah, this is, even if Orgles win the rest of the rounds of this half, it's still a pretty one-sided one from Endpoint, and it's unlikely that they will do that, but here's the chance to do it. They've got the rifles in play if they want to pick up 6, which is the best case scenario for Orgles. They're going to have to win this one, and the rest of them. It's a good way to start things off. It's going to be another fast play from Endpoint. Craig going to throw a Molotov. That'll slow the play immediately from Endpoint, so that's a good start to have. And allows Orgles to sort of set up. Look at the aggression here from the Orgles side.
Fraser going to be smoked off towards Connector. He should be given the information that there should be a B split. But look where Orgles are positioned. 4 players on the half of the A site. Cray alone here. Very good in his lonesome though. Very strong individual anchor player. And right now he has to flex his muscles. Unable to though. Goes 1 for 1. Delays for maybe enough time as Thomas goes for a peek. Adam as well finds a frag onto Robin. So we're into a 2 versus 2 in the middle of nowhere.
Fraser is up on short though, but could cause problems. Pulse hits the headshot onto Mezzi, and Mighty Max, he's just going to run towards A. You have an inkling that Fraser is towards the short position, which is not confirmed, and so that bomb will make its merry way up towards the A site. Should be planted, but look at this. Pulse just sticking around, hoping they can take the fight, but Fraser, he has to try and fall back inside of that connector. There's not much money. The loss bonus will give themselves a little extra. But Fraser has got himself 2 flashes and an AK, so it would be relatively warranted to save this AK.
Orp even, yeah.
Orp, no, it's just, yeah, you save this.
It is going to go 10-3 here. In favor of Endpoint. Considering how long that first best of 3 was, this one's unfortunately not quite living up to the same expectations. So the crowd got their money's worth on that Dust 2 matchup at least. But double digits here for Endpoint, 10-3, 7-round advantage going forward on their T side, and I can't stress it enough. Endpoint are stronger on their CT side, so to get 10 rounds already does not bode well for Orgles once the sides are flipped. Penultimate rounds here, though, round number 14. Mac 10 for Max, and maybe he's expecting an eco here from Orgles before the last round. And he wouldn't be wrong.
So Fraser has to be the hero here for Orgles. He's got the AWP in his hands. He's going to be dropped to 63 HP immediately. He does get himself 1 kill, some more damage done, but he stays alive, and that's the important part. They now have an advantage to work with. Another kill coming in from Adam. That's a 2-man advantage for Orgles just at the beginning of this one. Player has slipped his way through the smoke, and Thomas has collected the bomb. He's going to run back towards the B bomb site. Pulse has got very good map control inside of water. He can begin to poke and prowl towards that short position. But still, Endpoint are pretty spread out across the map, but they're in behind enemy lines.
Mezine spots out a player there towards the A site. It's going to be Max tagged down. Frags in towards Connector from Orgles, and maybe that's given them a chance as they come in towards the B site. 4 players in Connector, and then Cray in towards Spawn. So they had the man advantage. They are picking up the weapons as well that were dropped by Robin and Lazar. But the site now in the hands of Endpoint.
Yeah, Pulse needs to keep these players at bay as they come back in through short. Pulse able to line 1 up, only 1 as Adam comes in huge with a 5-7. The pistol we started to not see as much, but Craig comes in with the AK, all on Mighty Max. Mac 10 versus 4 players. This just looks impossible. He's going to move his way through. There is no kid alive, so if he can get rid of that... Oh my god, Max is massive! He's picked himself up 3 kills. 1 player left, it's Fraser, and he could get this clutch. A 1 versus 4 with a Mac 10, he makes it work. That is incredible, and Orgles, their mentality should have just shattered into a million pieces.
Someone gave the call, it was planted for heaven. You can see all the players just holding for that position there as they're lined up. Why on earth is that second player standing on the one defusing? My goodness, they're lined up for Max. And he knocked them all down. 11-3, and a round like that's going to shatter your confidence, shatter your hopes and chances in this matchup.
That is incredible. So, Orgles, last round of the half, can they get it done? Jacquinho will hit the first. Cray, it's going to be headshotted back by Robin. You don't take wide open aim duels against Robin and expect to come out on top. Pulse connects through the wood. Jacquinho finished off, and that's not a great start. Orgles falling apart. Man advantage for Endpoint here in round number 15. They could be walking away with a 12-3 half.
An advantage, as you said, for Endpoint, which means they can group up here, utilize that one, get their trade frags going, and the round should be theirs. Minute left to work with, as well as they're going to be grouping outside the B bomb site. But there's two players here from Orgles, leaving just Mezzi alone towards, Adam even alone towards the A side. Fraser, Mezzi, two players here from Orgles. The flashbang doesn't connect, but the second one does. Lines up the first frag, unable to get any more though, as to know exactly where he is, and Laza. Easy frag found for him, but there's more. Mezzi, another player here, turns this into a 2 versus 2. Orgles
need this. 11-4 is much different than 12-3, and they get it. And I mean, Mezzi will find the 2 headshots. So 11-4 is still not a great half, but it's better than 12-3.
Yeah, much better. Mentally as well.
Yeah.
Especially before with the old pistol, where you'd get 3 rounds if you won the pistol. Now, unfortunately, you don't get that 11-4 into 11-7.
As easily. It's still possible.
True. But then again, big factor here, as I mentioned many, many times in the first half, is the fact that it was 11 rounds won on the terrorist side from Endpoint. Yeah. So, CT side, Laza, Max, especially Robin as well. This is going to be very, very tough and an uphill struggle for Orgles going forward. But let's see.
Running right into the bottom side, Thomas with the CZ. Not exactly the greatest weapon in that position due to the low ammo count. And he will be finished off after only 1 kill coming through, but Mighty Max, he'll step up. Mighty he is with the 2 headshots. Mezzi and Jacquinho, they have got themselves 2, but would have to find 2 more between them if they want to win this for Orgles. Mighty Max and Pulse still alive for Endpoint, of course.
So, no utility here for Orgles, but they have got Jacquinho with the P250 and armor. Something interesting to note as well, we've seen so much stock invested into Jacquinho. So much money in terms of the AWPs dropped over, the role as well, CT side positions. He's played the A side AWP role is a massive position to play. Fraser, you could expect to play there as well. You know, even here he's been dropped a P250 armor on the pistol round. And to be honest, we haven't really seen too much from all of that investment.
Yeah, you know, of the 2 Swedish imports, Robin's definitely the better one here in this matchup for Endpoint. You know, they've both got themselves a Swede, all right, but Robin's just is just higher caliber. He's had so much more impact, and with less money, like you said, he hasn't had to go with the AWP. It's just the AK, and he'll walk through buying some heads and get round wins, and exactly what he did on Mirage. It's been much more of a team effort, I feel like. Endpoint is starting to come into it more. That's a nice headshot from Mighty Max coming back into the site. As you know, the last alive. He is in behind, taps away, looks up and gets the double. Orgles, they will win the pistol thanks to Mezzi hitting the triple kill, 2 in the clutch.
At least the pistol round's gone in their favor. 11-5 then. Endpoint, going to be going for the eco once again. We saw that when they lost the pistol on the first map as well. 11-5. So Orgles maybe here with a chance to bring this one back. Mac 10 for Adam, and apart from that, AKs, rifles, Galils, etc. going to be the rest of the buy here. For the T side, they're going to be making their way in towards B.
Yeah, splitting through the monster tunnel. There's 2 players there, 1 coming in from short, on top of the 2 already there. Mighty Max goes to the long-range fight, loses to the AK, as it should be. Interesting, they have got such a heavy rifle presence into this first gun round from Orgles. They've got themselves AKs across the board on 3 players, the Galil on Fraser. The only SMG play is on the hands of Adam. It's the Mac 10, so definitely mean business coming into this. You know, being down so much, you can't afford to really risk anything. Endpoint You know, being so far ahead, no need for them to force buy and get rid of the extra money they could have into the first gun round, where they should feel comfortable.
It's very, very true. So what about the buy rounds really here for Endpoint? They don't want to give away the money to the Mag-10s. May as well just hold out. If they do push into your stack towards the CT spawn, then brilliant. Easy kills there for them with their P250s and their setups and crossfires there. If not, that's fine. You haven't given away $600 a kill to a Mag-10 or $300 a kill to Mezzi and Co. So 11 to 6 now as we go into the 18th round. And this is the one that's important. Thomas with the Org, as he played very well on Mirage towards the B apartments. And each time he played aggressive, he got a lot back for that aggression towards the B apartments. So, HE grenade goes in. Does a little bit of damage down to Mezzi. The spam as well does someone to Adam. 4 players outside B and 1 in towards Connector, which is going to be Adam.
They haven't even seen each other, and so much damage has been done.
Yeah, especially for Thomas. Unfortunately, onto him though this time. It's looking like they're just going to go for a swift execution in towards the B site early on.
Mighty Max holding B again. They're coming towards him through the monster tunnel, and Cray will open things up with a blistering headshot. Mezzi able to assist in that, and Orgles pushing through. Robin sprays, only gets 1. And it's on Lazza and Pulse. 2 versus 4 with no money left in the bank. Perhaps the save call is what's needed here.
Bomb has been planted.
Yeah, definitely when you see the distinct lack of money here for Endpoint, so going to be going for the save. Good round there from Mezzi with the entries in towards the B side. Clinical, easy as that. Obviously, the fact that Thomas was onto 20 HP before the round even got underway did not help the Endpoint campaign. Pulse as well gets spotted here in towards toilets, and this could be detrimental to the money here for the CT side as Adam comes hunting with the Mag-10. But unfortunately walks into the crosshair of Pulse, so he will get away scot-free. 11 to 7. Orgles with yet another round as they take 3 in a row. And now if you're Endpoint, you save this one. They are going to be on to the 4 round loss bonus, or the maximum actually, because of the new pistol change. So they'll be having a full buy into round number 20. So should be expecting to see the 11 to 8 scoreline, and then Endpoint once again with another buy round to try and turn the tides.
Robin. Oh, that is so unlucky. Instantly eliminated by Frizz on AUG. Then Weapon is so strong and continuing the fight is Mezzi, who gets himself the 2 frags, easily dispatching with the pistols. And Endpoint have. Great. He'll pick up one of the kills as well. Add that to his collection. And Lazza again left saving this MP9. There is money left in the bank this time, so he could go for it. But you know, having a Molotov and a flash and a kit, along with the Kevlar, is probably best just to save here. There's no real chance you get anything done here. So just save what you got.
See, then the problem is though, because he gets so much money in that next round, they are going to be able to afford rifles. So having the MP9, could try and get some exit frags if he wanted to, but it seems like he will just save going forward, keep their money afloat as much as possible. Has got a Molotov flash and, well, Kevlar to work with. Oh, there may be an AK here as well if someone died on the site. And there you go, an AUG. Yeah, well played there from Lazza. Able to walk away with an even better weapon here, plus armor and utility, so very well done by him. 11 to 8 now. Could argue for a pause here from Endpoint as they have conceded 4 rounds in a row. I'd especially like to see what if they lose this next round, but let's see what Ash, what Adam have to call and have to go for this round.
So, Endpoint. We're looking indomitable on that first half. This time, yet to post one on the CT side. This could be the time to change it though. AWP, AUG, along with the rifles in play. This could be the deciding factor. If they are able to pick up some momentum on the CT side, some confidence on the CT side, that's where things get messy. But Lazza hits the first kill. It's traded back from Adam at long range with the AK. And so it's into a 4 versus 4. And Orgles still pretty much in the driving seat in this round. I mean, they have been allowed to play their game, which was a big factor in why they were so unsuccessful on the T side on Mirage. It's just they were unable to play their own game, but Endpoint giving them much more respect here.
Ooh, important kill here for Pulse if he can find it, but Adam will get traded out eventually by Robin. So 3 versus 3, but Thomas, he rotates away from the wrong bomb site. The remaining players from Orgles all coming through Monster as Max knows there's more players here towards the B side, but it's Jacquinho. Oh, that's a big blunder there. 30 HP for himself here in the 1 versus 2.
Yeah, taking his teammate, obviously there was no choice. He had the spray for the kill. He gets it at least. Still has a chance to win this, but Thomas creeping up towards the side of the bomb site. He knows exactly where he is. They spam through. It's actually Robin to take that frag from short. It's 12-8. Endpoint only 4 away from victory here and a place in that grand final.
Wow. Jacquinho having a rough day in the office today. Well, most of the players here from Orgles. So, once again, going back to their faster rounds, seems like they had so much success towards the B side. You know, how many times have we seen them on buy rounds go towards the A site, apart from Ecos? I don't think I could name one. So, as soon as Endpoint realized how to deal with that B execution, that B contact play, then this is where things get awkward here for Orgles.
Also, Endpoint haven't really had their economy built up that much, and so there hasn't been that full buy a lot of the time, and so Orgles have been able to capitalize off of that, having the extra utility and being able to pick apart the weaknesses. Endpoint, again, their buy isn't fully there just yet, but starting to get there, which is scary for Orgles. Only 4 away from victory here, Endpoint, and Orgles' economy will start to dwindle very shortly.
Minute remaining here on the clock. As Orgles don't really have much real estate at all. Nothing towards toilets. A-Long. They are gaining ground quickly as Adam runs up towards A-Long. Pulse. Don't think he heard those steps, unfortunately. But he is in a great position here to be flashed by Lazza. But Lazza with the tag, Pulse with the frag, and now they know exactly what the game plan is from Orgles. Ooh, didn't quite get the shot off when he needed to as the Molotovs come raining in.
Lazza sitting back on the side, the flashbang, that's going to go right in his face. He's going to look for the kill. He gets it, plays with the cover of the bomb site. Robin assists, and Lazza comes in for a shot as well. All onto Prey. On his own in a 1 versus 4. He's going to hit the first headshot, looks for the follow-up, but Thomas too strong on the AUG. It's 13-8 Endpoint. They brought another level here on the CT side, something that has been missing so far in the second half. They finally brought it. They found their foothold on the CT side, and Orgles, their economy is starting to go away.
One more tactical timeout remaining here. Fraser shaking his head to Ash, saying, I don't know what to do either. 13-8. So there's 5-round advantage here for Endpoint going forward. They're on their CT side. They've worked out how to defend versus the contact and aggressive plays towards B short and the B bomb side from Orgles. And it seems like Dinko, ever since then, there hasn't really been too much life or vitality here for Orgles on their T side going forward.
Yeah, Orgles really clutching at straws at this point. Need to find a way to get this T side going. And if they have been practicing, hopefully they've been practicing some executes on overpass, because they need something extra to bring them over the line here against Endpoint. You know, they haven't got, they aren't pound for pound the same caliber as the Endpoint players in terms of skill and raw aim duels. They're going to lose them more than they're going to win them. So Orgles have to have something extra in their back pocket they can throw at them, and they've got to go deep into that strat book to see if they have anything to give them that extra edge.
So it is a technical issue here.
Yeah, I've seen the headsets off, and that's what I was thinking. So they actually haven't used up all the tactical pauses. Hopefully this doesn't take too much longer to resume, because that can actually disrupt the momentum of both teams. Endpoint definitely in the game.
God, look at Max there, chugging the water down.
Technique.
Needs a lot to fuel that man with that aim.
That mighty man.
Got to fuel that in-game leader brain with that quality H2O. Obviously, I actually asked the players after the first map, you know, we saw that Robin was sitting in the middle, and I got word from the owner of Endpoint, well, one of the owners of Endpoint, saying that actually Max was cooling, it's just they're used to sitting like this, so there were no arguments, they just sat as they did prior, back when Robin used to call. Manual screens there, Joe Luzza loose. Did get rid of the curls. Gone for more of a Nando's haircut, is what I call this one. Short at the sides, curls at the front.
I kind of like it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I can't say I've seen it with all his curls, though. I'm sure it was magnificent, but that's all I've seen, so I guess I'll have to say I like it, right?
Wow. So, just to give word to the viewers, the technical issue has been fixed, and what that means is Orgles are now having their 30-second tactical timeout, as prior, Ash's headset wasn't working too well. So they fixed that. Now Ash can have his input, try and deliver the Rocky speech, as right now they need to bring it back another 8 rounds if they want a chance of getting to 16 and sending us into that final map of Inferno. Do you reckon Orgles is going to bring this one back?
I mean, it's not likely, but it's definitely possible. I think you're going to need a couple more players to step up on the scoreboard and have sort of an individual level. You know, the reason we've seen CX be able to play so well against London is because they had a star performance in the form of Z and X. And if you have a performer like that on your team, then definitely you could go and you can win AM duels. But if you don't have anybody stepping up exponentially, head and shoulders above the rest, then, you know, there is something missing there in terms of firepower. SEO touched on it on the desk. So Orgles need to work together here. They need to try and find something, and this is the time to do it. They've got all the AKs, the utility in play, as they go straight into the water area of B.
4 players here once again from Orgles. Time and time again they go for 4 outside B. Adam would flash middle, hold for the mid push, and then hold towards connector to deny the rotations. So more of the same here from them, as they're going to be pushing through Monster now, as they've got 3 players here from Endpoint: Max, Robin, and Thomas.
Spraying. Thomas gets 1, not much more than that. Fred. Push keeps coming in, checking your Frizzer. They hit the shots, and Frizzer will follow up upon his opening kill. And Adam is left in a 1 versus 2. This is going to be incredibly difficult, only with the MAC-10 up against a long-range fight between an M4A4 and an AWP, but he switched out to the AK. That increases his chances much more. He's still got the flashbang. Doesn't want to give away his position, wants to clear the angles as much as possible. But Endpoint are playing this perfectly. The Luzza and Pulse are just sitting back passive, waiting for him to make the play. They know they have the advantage. They know they can just wait for him. So he has to bring the fight to them. He looks towards Heaven, clears the water position. Eventually will commit to that bomb plant. And that will telegraph where he is. And so Luzza and Pulse can set up for this retake together. Both peak at the same time. Adam is stuck in behind the default area, has taken shots, taken damage, and he is finished off. Pulse will take it, 14-8. Endpoint pushing forward, and they are really looking like they're going to be your other grand finalists.
2 rounds away from that statement. Yeah, Orgles, once again, back towards the B side. For a team that's had the most practice coming into this, they've done the exact same strategy time and time again. Adam lurks either towards, well, middle of the start of the round to apply pressure, apply presence towards mid, then goes connector to deny the rotations from connector, and then they go forward towards the B side. As soon as Endpoint could hold it, we haven't seen a round 1 from Orgles, and I want to see some dynamic plays on the T side, some defaults, some map controls into executions and mid-round calls, play for picks maybe, but so far, nothing.
Yeah, it's not a great start. Cray dropped to 1 HP immediately. 40 HP on Frizzer as well. So much damage done onto Orgles at the beginning of this one. An Endpoint looking to take map and series point. Around number 23. Although they still haven't confirmed that they were practicing. You know, they didn't admit to it. SEO was just speculating. But I guess they can always fall back on that. Kills come in finally. First blood is drawn. It's Robin, of course it is, to take the first kill, but this time he's traded before he can get much more. And the low HP of Orgles all across the board makes things look very unlikely that this will be happening. And with 56 seconds left, they still have got 1 player over towards B. That is, obviously, Craig. He's 1 HP. He will die immediately, but he is the front man of this attack, as that's where Orgles want to go. Grouping up, congregating towards the B bomb site. They've only got 1 smoke. Oh, 2 smokes actually, Snots. Still not going to be easy.
Let's see then. One of those smokes thrown in, doesn't really get too much of an impact out of it. Don't know where that one was trying to go.
Yeah.
Oh, it did actually land towards heaven. Wow, it looked like it was going in towards water there. Bit of a bug there on the GoTV, but whatever. Max, Thomas, they're lighting things up here towards the B side. As it's down to just Mezzi in the 1 versus 3 as he gets 1. 2 more to find with 10 seconds remaining. Has to retrieve the bomb as well in that time as he's just walked past it as well. Dinko, it seems like it's all going to be coming up trump for Endpoint as the bomb. It's going to be left there towards the ramp. Smoke deployed, but not really too much found from it. 15 to wait. And now with that 7 match points here for Endpoint going forward.
Yeah, they've only got a little bit of money here, Orgles. Not enough to get the full buy through, not the AKs. They can pick up the utility, a couple of weaker weapons, pistols, SMGs. Scramble together whatever they can, but it's not going to be great. It's looking likely that it will be Endpoint placing themselves in that grand final up against London Esports, and that's the final we were excited for. That's the final we were talking about at the beginning of this day on the desk. Obviously the one that everybody expected, and it's the fairy tale grand final between the 2 top teams in the UK.
It is indeed. Which one will be crowned champion?
Yeah.
Then again, obviously, if we're going to play to the storyline of the underdog, maybe Orgles can win 7 in a row, get OT, and then win OT, and then go into Inferno, and then win Inferno, and it just doesn't seem too likely here, but we will see shortly, as this may be the last round being played out, and it could be when you look at the, well, bad buy coming from Orgles. 2 Deagles, 1 AK, and 2 Galils. As again, they grouped outside B. I feel like a broken record here that needs to be fixed, and so does Orgles T-sides.
I like that one. Orgles having to come back into the site. Mighty Max on the opposite end of the smoke as they are coming through. Mighty Max looks to end it. He spots them, no kills coming in just yet. Jaquinho's actually finding himself 1. Adam with the deagle. Perhaps Orgles are not out of this one just yet. They have got the bomb site and they've got the man advantage, but that kill from Pulse, he plays just on the edge of the fire and flames. He'll hit the headshot onto Cray. And Orgles, they're scrambling, but they're still finding kills. Adam connects the kill onto Pulse with the deagle. Moving through, Luzza with AWP. Can't exactly move through on his own, so relies on Robin, who picks himself up the first. Adam trades back, and this time Luzza surely has to save. It's Orgles. They withstand again. It's going to be 9. And Endpoint, they have to fall back. And there isn't that much money built up on the Endpoint side. Perhaps Orgles can get a few more rounds on this half before it ends.
Adam here hunting for Luzza with that AWP. 15 to 9 though. As Luzza will be able to save the orb, but that's important going forward when you see the cash for Endpoint. If they do force it, Robin can be dropped over a UMP from Luzza. So 5-7, UMP, MP9 orb, and a 5-7 again for Pulse. So the buy, well, it's not looking too good here from Endpoint, but they still got the orb from Luzza, and he's going to be going towards the one site Orgles have gone every single round. Oh.
That's a great shot from Fraser. Ripping apart Luzza immediately into this round, but seems to be some sort of unwritten law in Counter-Strike. If you get yourself up to 15, you can't win the next one. It's happened so many times. You just win a heap in a row, and then suddenly you get 15, you just lose the next one.
Yeah, players maybe getting complacent. Thomas, good enough for 1. Nearly looked like a collateral there, could have been shaping up, but instead, 15 to 9. 5 match points still there for Endpoint, so I won't be getting too worried if I was Ads or Pete.
They fans of Endpoint.
They own it.
Oh, okay.
Round number 26. Mac 10 for Adam once again. He seems to love that weapon. Orb for Jaquinho. And we haven't seen too much from him so far this tournament. Obviously, there's a lot of CT positions and drops and money and everything invested into him. We didn't really see the dividends being paid out, but it's the first event. You can't be too harsh, obviously. We've seen it with Hemsky back on Wind and Rain when he has to take a few lands to get to that level. We've seen Angry as well, I believe it was, on Fierce Esports. So, minute 15 seconds remaining. Once again, they've gone for a 1-4 setup. Guess who's across the map? It's Adam with a Mac 10. And the remaining 4 players from Orgles towards B. This is getting rather redundant, but if it's working for them, then why not?
Yeah, it's not exactly. It doesn't make for the most entertaining version of Counter-Strike, but it has to be safe. You know, you can't throw anything away. Orgles literally cannot make any mistakes at this point. running with a MAC-10. Adam will pick up one. Thomas trades back, and with 45 seconds left, they'll take the B-bomb site. Pretty easy cleanup here for Orgles. As the players coming back into the site, the only weapon they have managed to salvage here on Endpoint is that MAC-10. Laza finished off. Mighty Max in towards Graffiti. There's a connecting headshot. I mean, Orgles just about the time. They just need a ticket till the bomb goes off. And the next one, that's where Endpoint get the weapons. The exciting one after this.
I can hear typing again, so going to try and attempt to guess that's a pause from Endpoint. Maybe the first one of the whole series. Bomb is down, exits here, trying to come to fruition from Endpoint, but very clean and crisp frags found by Fraser. Someone's trying his luck there at getting exit frag with the MAC-10, but nothing going to come his way. 15 to 11. No pause just yet. Maybe players asking for HP, saying nice shot. So, in terms of frags, Mezzi leading the charge there, 21 for him. Max, I believe it was, top fragging, yeah, 21 kills for him on Endpoint as well. So, this was the buy that we were waiting for. It's maybe the last round here for Orgles in the tournament. Oh, different adjustment here from Endpoint. We're finally seeing the boost here. Oh, but great. The lone player towards the B site gets the frag onto Thomas. Now 5 versus 4, that's going to cause for the rotation from Pulse, leaving Laza alone towards the A side. This couldn't be going any more wrong for Endpoint.
It's kind of strange to see because, you know, Endpoint have been so brutal in sort of winning the aim duels, and you know, Robin hasn't been able to get those multi-kills that we seen on Mirage on Overpass as much. You know, he has been getting traded pretty quickly, and that's great to see from Orgles. Obviously, they've been able to adapt to that, get the trade potential in, and find it successfully. With 55 seconds here, though, Orgles making the play once more and towards the B-bomb site. Endpoint have 2 players positioned here, Mighty Max and Robin, 2 great players. They've got to make it work. Mighty Max goes towards the monster tunnel. He lines them up, only gets the one. Robin steps in, but he stays alive. He's got the opportunity to get a little bit more than just the one frag here as they come in again. Short position. There's 2 players there. Robin gets one, walks right into Pulse. It's all on Jaquinho. 1 versus 2 to save Orgles. Otherwise, Endpoint have booked themselves a spot in the final. Jaquinho is actually going to go towards them. He's going to take this fight. That was the shot off for the AK, and again, a little preemptive on this. Could have used the element of surprise, but will eventually fall back. And will be planted in the default position. That smoke, that's going to prevent Laza from seeing the site, as they'll have to come back in. Jaquinho looking to take that initial fight, turn it into a 1 versus 1. Has not got much cover. The time, it's going to pour out. He has no bullets left. It's Endpoint, and they're in the grand final.
And there you have it, runs out of bullets. Jaquinho unable to clutch the 1 versus 2 as it goes 16 to 11. Pulse going to be going for the final defuse there as we have our grand final set. London versus Endpoint, just as we wanted it.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we've seen. And, you know, obviously with Endpoint taking on Orgles, it's definitely the one we thought that was going to go in favor of Endpoint in a 2-0 fashion. But at this point, you know, it was a little bit closer on the second map. The first one was a massive blowout, but coming into the second one, I mean, it was a little bit better from Orgles. I mean, they obviously adapted a few things, but just having the caliber of Endpoint have, it was just sheer dominance from them.
See on your screen as well, respect between the players. Obviously, UKPL, these players play each other day in, day out. They hang out on TeamSpeak. They basically rat their teammates to each other, so they're very used to good conversation.
Yeah, I love the UK scene for the fact of how much sort of camaraderie and competitive scene, but when everybody's off, they're all friends, and that's always good to see. But Endpoint, they have booked themselves that spot in the grand final. They're not going to be friends with London in that one. They've begun to build themselves up a bit of a rivalry in the, you know, recent events. You know, Epic LAN, it was London coming out on top that time.
And then Omen was Endpoint, I believe. Yeah, 1-1, right?
So it's 1-1. So this is the decider, right? This is the grand final that one of these teams will come out and can sort of take that title.
And this is the one that, not being disparaging to Epic LAN or to Omen PC, but this is the one that really matters. The history's here. The Premiership is known for really crowning the champions of who is #1 in the UK. It was FM, then it was Endpoint, and now we've got London here with Amy at the helm as the coach, trying to see if they can dethrone the Kings right now, which is Endpoint.
Yeah, exactly. Endpoint, you know, they've brought a very high and dominant level towards this game. We can see some of the highlights. I mean, you see that just watching these on your screen, you can see the kills coming through. Just so dominant, fast plays, aggression, big impact frags. Yes, there were signs of life from Orgles, but they weren't able to take it over the line. They weren't able to make it competitive enough to take the Titan of Endpoint. And Endpoint, you know, they have looked dominant. That same can't really be said for London. And so this final is going to be super interesting.
Oh, this play from Max really sealed the deal mentally as well. We mentioned the mental fortitude being tested of Orgles, and I've got to say, fair play, hats off to Orgles. Never felt like they were out of their matchup. They were using their pauses very, very well. That Ash having his impact, and I've got to say, it definitely was tangible in the server. But obviously, oh, that was from Jacquinho's point of view. Lazarus well able to stay alive here and dart around the side. Very well played individually from Max. Lazarus won his few rounds. Thomas pushing as always. Robin just had Mirage. We'll leave that as the full stop. And then Pulse was the supportive backbone of the team. So Endpoint looking sharp going into the grand final versus London. As, yeah, I think we're going to get the replay as well of that clutch from Jacquinho where he ran out of bullets. But that was really it. So see there, handshakes going back and forth between Endpoint as now it's their time to prepare the grand finals, and somebody who's going to prepare us for that in terms of information would be Jack at the helm of the desk. Take it away.
My goodness, that was great.
Oh, there's still 2 boxes here. Hello, how are you doing?
Double box. Snodge, you've lost your box. That was a lot of
yeah, it's gone. It's somewhere down
all
there,
of the
yeah.
replays.
I was thinking about voice box though.
Didn't I just sort of let you go off on one? You just sort of spoke about everything.
I was just letting them have fun. I mean,
you see, when you take 4 months off with injury, you've just got to get all the time back. I've got to make up for lost time. I'm making up for lost time. Apologies.
Yeah, you know, I was just like, take it away. You know, the highlights package is always fun to watch, and I think, you know, looking at those,
cast it, yeah.
Cast it.
Wow.
We just casted the game stall, so we can do it again, round 2. But yeah, it was fun.
There you go.
Wow. Well, cheers, boys. It was a lovely series, and we do have our victor from that one. So we know the 2 teams that are going to be facing off in the grand final. Of course, what we expected, London versus Endpoint.
Yeah, it was a safe bet from the get-go, really. We assumed Endpoint and London would meet in this final. The question is, as they mentioned, this is technically the 3rd matchup in the last, what, 3 months? We'll finally see somebody take that best of 3, if we want to put it that way, and, you know, be crowned #1 in the UK.
Yeah, and that's what we're all excited to see, right? This is kind of the final we were trying to be able to hype up. It's good to see Endpoint also win pretty convincingly because London were very touch and go in their series, so pretty one-sided affair here for Endpoint. Even there on Overpass, it still felt like they were mostly in control of that map. I mean, it was 11-4 at the half. They were really ahead after the first half. Started to slip a little bit, but they get over the line, and that's the main thing that matters.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to see them try, attempt the recovery after that clutch that Max got, because that feels like the kind of clutch that does just kill you off. Because they were making some kind of, well, not really a comeback, but they were trying to get some rounds on the board, and losing a 1v4 to a Mac 10. It's usually that's just a momentum killer.
That's one of those rounds that you always see Max win, though. It's a mighty Max round, and he's always going to win them.
He usually gets one.
I reckon we can get some insight from the man himself, as Dan is down on the stage with the mighty.
I am with Mighty Max, and I've been wondering, what is it that makes you so mighty, Mr. Mighty Max?
I ask myself every day, but I'm not quite sure.
You just wake up in the morning and you're like, why am I so mighty? And then you look to the heavens and it shines upon you and you realise.
Yeah.
It's good, it's good. I'm glad. I feel the same way, but I don't have a nickname like you. A very comfortable game. I think we were all expecting it to be a comfortable one. Are you thinking maybe the grand final is going to be a tougher competition?
Yeah, I think it will be. I think London are more prepared for us than Orgles were, but they did throw us off for the maps. I didn't think they would choose into our map pool, to be honest with you. But.
And when I was chatting to the London boys earlier, they were saying that every time they face up against you, it's always the same map pools every single time. Are we going to see anything a little bit different, or are you more than happy to play the same?
I'm pretty sure it'll be the same map, to be honest.
Same puggy maps, more than happy?
Yeah.
He's happy. All right, I'm gonna leave you with a riddle to finish this interview. Is that all right? Okay. What has 2 hands but can't scratch itself? While he ponders, we'll go back up to someone with 2 hands who can scratch themselves. It's Jackie.
I scratch myself every day, Dan, and I think we should probably hand that question out for the public as well.
Yeah.
Tweet us, that's hashtag ESL Prem. Get involved with the discussion and let us know what has 2 hands but cannot scratch itself. And no, it's not Snods losing his mind. Let's have a look at the breakdown of this series, though, as we do have some statistics from that one, and we can get a bit of a more in-depth look.
Yeah, it did certainly feel like that game was a lot more closer in terms of the kill total. Like we mentioned the first map, it was quite clear. Orgles had an average of 12 kills roughly per player. This map, it felt like people were actually, a lot more people getting on the board at various. Mezzi, for example, was a good example. He had over 20 kills for that map. He was doing really well. Giacchino finally did get involved, but not as much as I expected him to. I expected a bit more, but, he didn't quite deliver.
Well, he brought the team kills.
Yeah, he did. I feel like that's such an unfortunate team.
Yeah, that was rough.
Because it's one of those where you see the outline of your teammate, and he's like, he's there. I'll shoot, yeah. Gets the kill, and also trades for the CTs.
I mean, as for Endpoint, though, again, the kill's there for them, but this time much more evenly spread out across the team. I still think Robin was pretty good on this map. He maybe didn't show up in terms of the kills, but he was still playing really aggressive. Oftentimes, that kind of set up his teammates pretty well. We saw some aggression from Thomas as well in some of those rounds. So again, everyone on Endpoint doing well, but it was actually Mighty Max, I think, who topped the scoreboard there at the end on that second map. But I think throughout the series, Robin probably the best.
Yeah, he was the consistent man, at least. I think he had, probably 110 ADR across the two maps, because it was over 100 first map. I know the second he ended on, I think it was 101. And it kind of shows there, 50 kills to 33. Best map, obviously, was Mirage. He did very well there. This map, as he said, he didn't have the most kills, but he was certainly getting involved. 11 assists is fantastic for that as well. On the other side, Mezzi, I think he was one of the only players to nearly reach that even KD.
Yeah.
But ultimately, there wasn't really much to back him up for the entire series on his team.
Yeah, it felt like a lot of the Mezzi show there in certain rounds, trying to just be able to get some extra oomph out of the squad. And that's one of the things we sort of looked at, right, is the fact we knew they had potential. It just depended on who was going to show up on the day and if all of them would actually be able to help each other out. And they fell short, really, when it came down to it. Endpoint just proving that they had the firepower and the strategy.